everyone. So great to see you all here. I have the great pleasure of introducing the woman of the hour, Joan Lilly, whose chapbook we are releasing tonight from our in-house press, Publishing Genius. And before I say more about Joan and her incredible book, I'd like to recognize our wonderful cover artist, Inez Chapella. Who created a hand-cut linoleum block and then printed the covers in her studio. And it was a whole thing. You can ask us more later. We have some of Inez's prints for sale, so be sure to support your local arts community tonight. So Hair in Several Parts. The pun in the title of Joan's book might tip you off to the unexpected and fresh wit that Joan brings to these short meditations on losing hair during cancer treatment and growing new and different hair during recovery. I really enjoyed getting to know Joan much better through her writing and through our editorial process. And for those of you who already know and love Joan, you'll find a very familiar voice on the page, which isn't always the case with writers. So I think you'll enjoy that. With its characteristic wry turns of phrase, sharp observations, and resolute refusal to take herself too seriously. For those of you who don't know Joan, read this gem of a collection of essays and haiku, and you'll soon feel as though you do. And now, Joan Lilly.
Sure. Okay. I don't know if I've ever spoken into a microphone. Does this sound normal? Too loud? Too okay? Okay, good. Okay. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Adam, for publishing me. And Inez, thank you for the beautiful cover. It came out so well. I know it wasn't easy. So some of you have read the excerpt that Adam sent out with the notice. So this will be a refreshment. And for the rest of you, the beginning. So I'm going to start with how it begins. Like most people who soundly smash a composite paddle into their own face while playing a heated game of platform tennis, I waited several weeks before going to the doctor. Well after the glory of my black eye had faded, its continued droopiness distressed my spouse enough that I was pushed to seek a medical opinion. My droopy eye did not impress the doctor. A diagnosis of poor decision-making while fielding a lob, my doctor is a player himself, still left me vulnerable to the dreaded charge of hypochondriasis. I was glad, therefore, to have a second complaint to offer and mention that I'd been bothered by a weird feeling in my throat. He obligingly took a look and, without much deliberation, intoned that I needed to see an ear, nose, throat doctor. The ear, nose, throat doctor also only needed a look to see that I almost certainly had cancer. With these two mouth open wide pleases, a secret my body had been harboring was released. I closed my mouth and began to swallow the news. But the following is not about me. It's about my hair. Baby head. Medical specialists, I've noticed, tend to wear expensive-looking footwear. After years of tromping around hospitals in Crocs and clogs, perhaps it's a rite of passage to kick them off. My elegant and very attractive oncologist is wearing a silver glittery ballet-style slippers. Her accent is Emma Thompson's, and her delivery is as gentle as her tread. You may lose your hair, she tells me, adding soberly that this loss may include everywhere on your body. Clearly, she understands that not everyone realizes our eyelashes and pubic hair even communicate, much less make plans together. Once upon a time, I had thick golden locks, ringless even when the humidity collaborated. My locks' best days were well behind us, But as the only aspect of my appearance that has occasionally attracted compliments, my hair still held pride of place. Although, to be honest, my father did once say something positive about my eyebrows. So I was surprised that my doctor's not surprising warning wasn't more immediately distressing. Other surprises followed. Though I knew it was coming, I was unprepared to meet my scalp, a part of me that had been there all along, but even in infancy had been dolled up with some semblance of hair. I hadn't imagined the odd sense of anticipation I would experience, waiting for something new to appear on my head. There was such a long stretch of nothing new physically, just the old stuff of us getting older. Who would expect the positive side of having a new interest in oneself, or the extraordinary chance to be an expectant mother to my own newborn orb? When my baby head reveals itself, the skin is soft and smooth and topographically complicated. I find it reassuring to run my hand over it, wondering, as a mother might, what it will be like when it grows up. What color will it be? How long will it take to be long enough to know what color it will be? Will it be straight or curly? Make me look any older or younger? How will my new hair and I get along? Time for a haiku. There's a few of them, but not many. Feel for balding men, showered hair huddled by drain, knowing its farewell. What about a wig? And what's the matter with the wig? The discharge coordinator says to me. This is the first time I've met her, and the first thing she has said to me. It's a bit abrupt as an introduction, and as I strongly suspect that she herself is wearing a wig, it's a tricky question to answer. She follows with, I don't look like this when I wake up. So at minimum, extensions are in play. She is fine sharing that her eyelashes and eyebrows receive assistance too. It looks great, and certainly some credit goes to her wig, or maybe just extensions. Because I am bald and wearing a hospital gown, she has no way of knowing that in all likelihood, I spend less time getting ready in the morning in 2 months than she does on a daily basis. But then what kind of time investment is plopping a wig on your head? It can't be that much more than putting on a hat. I put on hats all the time, don't I? So what is the matter with the wig? In deference to her might-be wig, I think I should say something positive about them, but at the moment I can't think of anything. Fortunately, she's a talker, and I don't think she notices. This wig reluctance of mine could certainly be a cultural hang-up, a brand of waspiness that I've come to know isn't restricted to wasps, and that places a value on looking like you are not trying to look any particular way. If you have a physical asset you can't hide, you wear your asset with an apologetic air that communicates a sense that you're really sorry you couldn't help that you were born this way. In my family, that meant you must never wear new clothing, and if anyone compliments a garment, you reflectively declare how cheaply you'd got it, or that you'd acquired it, or that you'd had it since you were 15. Do I refuse to consider a wig because it would mean choosing a look, which would mean a frowned upon interest in my own appearance? Or is what's wrong with a wig that it seems like subterfuge, trying to pull one over on people by pulling something over your head? And yet really, how many wigs pass? Maybe the problem with wigs is that they look hot and it's summer. Wigs just seem sad to me in general, and in practice possibly sadder still, slipping slightly, say, and covering over a drawn-on eyebrow. Perhaps my reluctance is connected to the fact that I have become quite fond of rubbing my scalp, a scalp that was unknown to me all these years we've lived together. Now that I have found it, I want to spend time with it. If I wore a wig, I'd have to move my wig to run my hand over my scalp, and it would end up settling back down funny and cause me to look like a nut. Losing my hair has also introduced me to a birthmark on my neck I never knew I had, and which apparently is very common and referred to as the stork mark. This means that I belong to a stork birthmark group I never knew I was a member of. For some reason, I find this pleasing. Maybe I don't want to hide my membership. Perhaps I resist any perceived affiliation with a group of women who wear wigs because their religion demands it. I believe only their husbands are allowed to see their real hair, if they have any. I could easily Google this to find out whether or not they do, but I prefer to butt out. It's between them. I just don't feel like I'm a wig person, but then maybe no one does until the moment when they put on their first wig. I tell myself this, and it reminds me that I have too worn a wig, a clown wig in 2nd grade that my aunt made me and that exactly matched the hair on my bozo doll. That wig was stolen after the Halloween parade. And didn't Bozo himself disappear? Perhaps joining a traveling circus? Or did my dog Henry eat him? I cannot remember at this point the specifics, but I know the experience was very upsetting to my 7-year-old self. I don't believe it was traumatic enough to leave me with a wig phobia. Perhaps it made permanent the knowledge that if you wear a wig, it might be lifted. Another haiku. Heat, we know, rises. How convenient now to find a window on top. A blank slate. The assertion, your body is a temple, seems a little grandiose. It also conveniently skirts the issue of furnishings. Whatever our spiritual aspirations, we have to get dressed. Some people are blessed with beautiful eyes, an obvious focal point. For the rest of us, our hair is likely to be the hue around which we decorate. One bald day, while getting dressed, it struck me that having lost my hair as a palette backdrop, I should just put on anything, a thought both sad and liberating. I pictured donning a monk's robe and joining a line of monks, watching other monks, joining up monks, all bald, all in the same outfit. I could imagine the deep modesty, the earned dignity, just like that, stepping out of the burden of being a singular person and stepping into an order. How relaxing it would be to be interchangeable, vanity gone, a distilled version, no cover, all book. How lucky to be bald at 66 and not 26, when I wouldn't have had the confidence that there was anything in my pages. And how much harder for someone young and single wanting, quite reasonably, attention, not too much, just enough to be noticed and possibly selected from the other possibles. How hard it would be then to be shorn of your plumage, that banner of protein advertising with various degrees of honesty. I am young, I am healthy. If you are considering having a child with someone, consider me. How hard to be stripped of that, and in its place, left with the unfavorable health report, revealed with just a glance at one's head. How fortunate to be older. We monk types are not in the market. We don't wish to be singled out. Dressed down as we are, that need has been lifted away, leaving us reassuringly just there, like a temple, but without the need for worshipers. And then I'll close with aliens. While I don't go out of my way to see movies about space, I've seen enough to know that aliens are generally bald. What is that about? Is it to emphasize that they have brains right there that you can almost touch under their thin scalps? Brains that outbrained us, which explains why they got here before we got there? Is it because without gravity, their hair would stand on end, giving them a perpetual look of astonishment, ruining their look of superior interstellar intelligence? I know it can't be that hair just seems too much trouble to travel with because they have a 3-ounce limit on shampoo. That would be too much of a coincidence. Bald aliens with thin bodies bear a passing resemblance to sperm, while also seeming sexless. It is easy to see that they've evolved beyond the need to attract a mate with winning locks. This makes them that much less relatable. sometimes humans do seem sweet and vulnerable. However it happened that aliens first lost their hair, it has only made them seem more alien. Thank you.